Initiating scan. Grid diagnostics online. Welcome to Shadow Grid Wars. Part 1. The Off-World Control War. Pay attention. This is not just a map. It is a multi-layer war engine connecting the surface, low orbit, the hollow Earth, and secret off-world routes. The gleaming hypercities you see, they are nodes feeding power and data into the grid. But deep below, inside the hollow Earth, entire cyberpunk cities burn inside vast, dark caverns. A shadow grid scan is active. Off-world corridors are open. Faction collision is imminent. We're seeing surface riots, cavern sieges, and orbital trade blockades all at once. Whoever controls the off-world lanes controls everything. Resources, signals, even memory itself. The shadow grid remembers every war, every conflict, etched into its digital latticework. Phase 1 begins now. This isn't confined to a single universe. Think EVE Online, Star Citizen, Star Wars. Different games, same shadow war. Trade convoys making silent runs, fleet jumps across star systems, bounty signals echoing in the void. It's all connected. The grid bleeds across franchise realities, a persistent conflict that transcends individual worlds. In this war, off-world control is absolute power. Then, a grid breach is detected. Mechanized factions are arriving. The Transformers pop in. Autobot and Decepticon signals light up the network. But they don't arrive for Earth. They arrive for the lanes, the strategic orbital pathways. Jump gates are seized, carriers are ambushed, communication relays are cut. In a matter of minutes, off-world trade collapses. Fuel chains are disrupted, weapon logistics are compromised, and swarms of mercenaries sensing opportunity are inbound. As the orbital supply lines fail, the surface cities begin to panic. But the real war is deeper. Deep below, the real prisons are running. The NPC core from Tron controls the entire DC universe, forcing its heroes and villains into looping conflicts to generate energy. Simultaneously, the architect from the Matrix controls the Marvel universe, optimizing chaos through endless war cycles. Both universes are trapped, their populations forced to fight perpetually inside the cavern cities. The winner never leaves. The loop just resets. Endless battle equals endless power for the masters of the grid. This entire cavern network is designed to harvest conflict, channeling its energy to a central core. Within this massive conflict, smaller critical hunts are underway. A sub-conflict, Storm Shadow versus Raiden. Why? Raiden holds the Cyber Sword signal keys, digital master keys that can open or close off-world wargates. Storm Shadow tracks him across the digital seams of the grid, a deadly chase through smoke, steel, and mirrors. Raiden refuses to surrender the keys, knowing what's at stake. At the same time, another hunt is in progress. Snake Eyes versus 007 and Sam Fisher. The prize, the Black Archives. These archives contain the grid's access codes and, more importantly, the maps to the cavern prisons. Snake Eyes shadows them through signal-dead zones, a ghost in the machine. It's a deadly game of traps, lasers, decoys, and false exfil points. In the chaos, no one knows who is hunting for who anymore. The Shadow Grid map is vast. It's not a static stage. It's a living, multi-world topology composed of surface biomes, hollow caverns, star lanes, and isolated war cells. This is a Ninja AI world, a non-stop simulation where factions adapt and NPCs retain memory. NPCs don't just spawn, they learn, align with factions, trade, hunt, and even defect. Every territory becomes a war school. The cyberpunk caverns house prison armies, spies, mercenaries, and rogue AI. The surface cities feed them, and the orbital lanes arm them. The off-world control war escalates. Jump gates fall and new choke points form across orbital routes. Mercenaries sell access to the highest bidder, playing both sides. On the surface, black markets bloom inside the hypercities as order breaks down. In response, the cavern cores begin routing scavenged weapons upward, fueling the surface chaos. We're detecting massive energy spikes from both the DC and Marvel loops. The MCP and the Architect are cranking up the output, feeding off the perpetual war they've engineered. If these two control systems and their war loops merge, The Shadow Grid could lock all factions, every single one, into one final, inescapable cycle. The individual conflicts are reaching a boiling point. Storm Shadow closes the distance, but Raiden cuts the signal doors behind him, a digital ghost. The keys Raiden holds change routes in real time. Whoever possesses them can reroute entire fleets instantly. Meanwhile, the hunt for the Black Archives intensifies. 007 wants extraction. Fisher wants proof of the system. Snake Eyes just wants the archive. That archive contains the prison blueprints and the core access chains. If it leaks, the cavern prisons can be breached, and the war for the grid will change forever. Now, all factions converge. Surface, caverns, orbit, every route animates, pulling forces toward the center. The cyberpunk caverns enter emergency lockdown. The hypercities flicker as the grid load spikes to critical levels. The MCP tightens the DC war loops. The Architect tightens the Marvel war loops. Both sides are being pushed toward maximum total conflict. Storm Shadow reaches the end of Raiden's signal trail. The exfil for 007 and Fisher fails. The archive stays in play. The Transformer factions fortify the off-world gates, digging in for a long siege. And deep in the system, the Shadow Grid opens a new layer, an unknown node pulsing silently below the caverns. No one controls the whole map. Not yet. The results of Part 1. The off-world lanes are contested, the prison loops remain active, and both the keys and the archive are unsecured. The stage is set. Next time, the cavern siege, prison breaks, loop collapse, and core hunts. Begin transmission.